always tangly. It's like, yeah, it's curly. It's never gonna not be tangly. But her hair, for example, if you went a lot of days without getting it wet, I mean, it could like dread up, right? It could really ball up. So it depends on how much density there is, how much you're gonna be able to go through and actually get the tangles out. And hopefully, if you can learn to get that wash day really good and set, there's different ways you can make that last longer. Everything counts on the wash day. So I could make her hair last for longer days if I really get that wash day set, right? Then it's like, ooh, maybe we can go 5 days. And maybe you can't. Maybe you have to get the hair wet almost daily and rake through conditioner if it's this thick, right? So that's when it's like, the time factor is not going to go down. You're just going to be like, yep, this is my child and they have a lot of hair and this is how it's going to be. So, but a little bit less hair, like my granddaughter's hair isn't quite this dense yet because she's only 3, but it's still really full. Can easily kind of rake through it. And you also don't have to finger comb. There's a lot of sites out there that say, oh, with curly hair, you have to finger comb. You actually don't. You can get detangling brush, but you don't want to do it dry like this. You want to make sure it's wet with a lot of water and a lot of conditioner to move through there. And that's my favorite way, is to make sure that it's really wet. So even if I was, let's say you're doing, you know, oh, she's got to be at school and you just sectioned off. Another thing you guys wouldn't hurt to invest in is like, they're called, what are these called? Jaw clips? Crocodile clips. And they're like, you know, you're sitting on the couch getting them ready and you want to hold it back. And you could do like a little section like this and go through. And you're going to do a lot of smoothing actually. So you're not necessarily going to have to detangle all the way. A lot of times you're just kind of smoothing like this. Your thumb, like this, is laying that cuticle down. And most likely they're going to be tender-headed and absolutely hate you. I mean, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for being my model. So sweet of you. So you can do a refresh kind of like that. And it's like, we know that there's probably some tangles in there, but you have to get your child to school, so that's going to work, right? So you might want to get something like this, especially if you've got this much density, so you can just move through. What you're definitely not going to want to do with a really tight textures is there's a lot of smoothing that goes on. Instead of people think that, oh, I'm going to like rake through this or even comb through it. Actually, it's easier on that second day if you just kind of smooth it like this with the water, and then it will just pop back into place like that, versus trying to take a comb through it. And remember, curly hair, everyone has at least 3 patterns on their head. So even someone who has a wavier hair type like mine, there's some straighter, there's some that are like, she's really tight around here, and then she might have some looser down in here. That's totally normal. They're not ever all going to be the same.